Welcome to our channel. Today, we're excited to share with you 3 haunting tales from Alaska. The vast landscape of northern Alaska is home to many abandoned settlements and mines. Artifacts from doomed explorations litter its cold and mysterious tundra. Legends say that the souls of these unfortunate adventurers now live within the wildlife roaming the land here. Every animal housing the spirit of someone who has crossed over from this realm into the next. One of these forgotten facilities is an old railroad in Alaska's Valdez and Chitna mining districts. This railroad stretches over 200 miles long and once serviced the notorious Kennett Copper Mines. The builders of this railroad engaged in backbreaking work. They were forced to build over unstable areas, including a massive glacier that shifted continuously. This phenomenon caused the tracks to become frequently misaligned, resulting in the railroad builders working double time to maintain their trajectory. Overall, the work was grueling and performed under dangerous conditions. The railroad bridged gaping canyons and clung to rugged rock walls above the wild Copper River, and thousands of laborers had to dig through the deep snow and even avalanches to build it. Unfortunately, many of these workers died during construction, and their spirits are said to now haunt this primitive railroad. Tourists and passers-by have claimed to see tombstones just off the old dirt path that parallels the tracks, but these graves reportedly disappear into thin air and only appear from specific viewpoints. In the late 20th century, Alaska began developing government housing near the CR and NW Trail, not far from the Connecticut Railroad tracks. During construction, many workers reportedly saw phantom visions and heard disembodied voices of children on this trail, making it impossible to continue the work in peace. Things got far more strange, with stories of construction workers losing their tools randomly, and having others taken directly off their waist belts and out of boxes in broad daylight. The stories and sightings were enough to scare away even the bravest public servants. Rumors spread rapidly about the high ghost activity, and the hauntings were said to be so bad that the project owners had to cancel the entire operation. The old railroad is an eerie and desolate place, and if you're brave enough to venture out there, you may come face to face with the spirits of the miners who eternally haunt the Kennett Copper Mines Railroad. The Klondike Gold Rush in the late 1800s brought thousands of prospectors to the Yukon in search of fortune. Skagway became a hub for prospectors heading to the gold fields. As a result, the population of Skagway grew exponentially, from just 700 residents in 1897 to over 10,000 by 1898, making it the largest city in Alaska at the time. Built in 1898 at the height of the gold rush, the Golden North Hotel provided accommodations and refreshments to nearly 1,000 prospectors passing through the city each week. It was a bustling hub of activity with a lively atmosphere of chaotic ambition and lawlessness. During this time, Mary, a young woman, arrived in Skagway and checked into the Golden North Hotel. She was engaged to a prospector named Klondike Ike, and the two spent several days at the hotel before Ike set off to the gold fields. Mary waited patiently for Ike to return, locking herself in their hotel room and refusing to leave. When the housekeepers finally broke down the door with concern, they found Mary in her wedding dress, deceased and cold. Some say she died of pneumonia, and others say she starved herself waiting for her lover's return. She is now said to haunt the very room she died in, and became known as Scary Mary. First-hand accounts of encounters with Scary Mary at the Golden North Hotel are utterly terrifying. Various guests have reported waking up to the sensation of cold hands on their shoulders, only to turn around and see the ghostly figure of Mary standing at the foot of the bed. Others have reported hearing whispers and footsteps in the hallway outside their room, only to open the door and find no one. Some guests have even seen Mary's ghost standing at the window, staring out at the mountains where her lover disappeared. The accounts of Scary Mary are extensive, and the legend of Scary Mary is said to be very real. Employees of the Golden North Hotel and countless guests have encountered Mary's ghost. The story of Scary Mary is a chilling reminder of the lawlessness and tragedy of the Klondike Gold Rush. So, if you ever find yourself in Skagway, check out the Golden North Hotel, if you dare. It began on November 17, 1986, when a JAL pilot named Kenju Torachi was piloting a Boeing 747 cargo plane from Paris to Narita International Airport in Tokyo. At around 5:10 p.m., while flying over Anchorage, Alaska, at an altitude of 10,600 meters, Torachi and his crew saw two illuminated structures. These structures were approximately the same size as a narrow-body jet, moving about 1,000 feet in front of their plane. Torachi immediately tried contacting Anchorage Flight Control to acquire feedback on what he was looking at, but his communications were garbled. Finally, Torachi reached a nearby Air Force radar station to see if they were picking up anything in the sky. They confirmed that the 747's onboard radar and the Air Force's ground radar successfully tracked the UFOs at various times during the encounter. As the sky grew darker, the UFOs paced the 747 and eventually disappeared in the distance. Then, a pale white light suddenly appeared behind Torachi's aircraft, which the flight crew believed was a mothership carrying the two smaller UFOs. Tracking the object with the Anchorage radar, the pilot and others on board began to experience a sense of overwhelming fear as they realized the implications of what they were witnessing. As the plane began to run dangerously low on fuel, the captain requested permission to land and was forced to stop the pursuit. The UFO vanished from the radars at 5:39 p.m., and Torachi landed the plane safely at 6:24 p.m. This true story is something out of a science fiction novel. Torachi, the former fighter pilot with well over 10,000 flying hours on record, was not the type to make up something like this. He described the UFO's behavior as impossible for a human-made aircraft to achieve. Despite the potential consequences of speaking out about the incident, Torachi granted an interview to two Kyoto news journalists in his London hotel room. However, he later admitted to regretting going public with his story, and his wife consoled him by saying he had seen something he was not supposed to see. The incident remains unexplained and continues to spark debate among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Moreover, it serves as a reminder of the potential existence of otherworldly beings and the possibility that we are not alone in the universe. So what do you think? Was this just a case of a pilot's imagination getting the better of him? Or could it have been something more? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.